Let's talk about Home Alone, man. Now, specifically, and man, speaking of brightness, mine's a little high here, but specifically, we're going to be taking a look at the Steelbook that was released by Best Buy. So, Home Alone just recently came out on 4K, put out by 20th Century Fox, aka Disney, has released this. Disney has not done the best job with their 4K transfers in history, in historical perspectives. If we go back and look at some of Disney's releases in 4K, they haven't necessarily been shining beacons. However, Fox has. So this could have gone either way. Now, the question is, whether you're going to get the Steelbook or the standard edition 4K, should you buy this? Absolutely. The answer to that is absolutely, and I'm going to tell you why in 5 minutes or less. Now, whether or not you go with the Steelbook all depends on if you're a Steelbook collector. Is this a Steelbook that I would recommend? I don't like the design too much. I don't like the artwork too much. I'm not a huge fan of this one. It feels more like a 10 box than a steel box, which is fine. You just get some scenes of the film on the inside. So I don't know, man. Unless you're a Steelbook collector, save some bucks and get the standard 4K release. But you should buy this because this right here is a showcase piece for what HDR can do for a film. Not because of the darks. Now, normally, when we talk about film, we talk about the darks. How do the dark levels look? Because darks can look really bad, and that can ruin the visual presentation of a movie. With this one, it's the whites that stand out. The whites in this movie are incredible, and that is brought to you courtesy of HDR. When you have bright whites that don't look creamy or that, because on Blu-ray you get the creamy, and the SDR you get the creamy white. They're not true white. But that HDR can make this look true white and bright, and it does so in this movie. Just instantly from the start of the movie, you can see the whites even in the Home Alone. Just the name, the title screen, you can see those whites stand out. Whites and shirts stand out. This is just a real good testament to how HDR can brighten those whites and make it look good. This stands above the Blu-ray release, okay? If you saw this in the Blu-ray release, the color spectrum here is so much more vibrant and vivid that everything has more detail simply because of the color. Now, everything has more detail because this is 4K resolution, and this is a great transfer. But the colors also kind of bring out some of that detail. You're going to get better clarity here and a more defined picture. Everything looks more clear. Everything looks more, you see the contrast more between the people and the settings and all of that. It's all so vivid, and it's all really, really good, especially on close-ups. On close-ups, you can see a lot more detail here. Check out the wallpaper in the McAllister's home, and you can see the detail just right there in the settings. It really makes you feel like Christmas, in all honesty, thanks to the color spectrum that's used here. Not only all of that, this is just a fantastic movie. This is a classic, and it's a true testament, once again, to when done correctly, 4K can really make these movies that were filmed with film stand out and look really good. This is, honestly, the best this movie's ever looked. I say it 99% of the time. It's almost my catchphrase, but that is what you get here. Home Alone is a classic. This is a fantastic movie. 10 out of 10 in the story. In my opinion, this is a great feel-good story. Now listen, some cons though. This has the original DTS 5.1 master audio that was used on the Blu-ray. So you don't get an upgrade in audio here. Now it's a good 5.1 track, but I really would have loved an Atmos track. I really would have done that. This also lacks in extras. It really does. There's not much here. You get a little bit, some commentaries and a few featurettes, but it's not full of extras. But in all honesty, Home Alone is one of the best. It's just a classic, man. It's just a classic. It's a great feel-good movie. It does it right. It's one of the best Christmas movies of all time, and this is the best this movie's ever looked. Should you buy Home Alone in 4K? Absolutely, but I would buy the standard UHD disc. There's no need to spend a couple extra dollars and get the Steelbook unless you're a collector.